Star Wars Rogue One had its Los Angeles and world premiere this weekend, but we didn't get to go, so we're going to talk about the Star Wars holiday special out of pure spite, today on Sci-Fi Weekly.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Sci-Fi Weekly.
Hey guys, welcome back. That's right.
But for 2 hours.
Yep. All right. Welcome back to Sci-Fi Weekly. If you thought that was bad, try watching the entirety of the Star Wars holiday special, because that's what we did for you guys today. I'm your host, Zach Wilson, and this is Sci-Fi Weekly, the show where we break down everything about science fiction, TV, movies, books, all that stuff, and bring it to you on a weekly basis. This week, because it's the holidays and because we're counting down the days to Rogue One, we wanted to take a look at Star Wars the holiday special. What, why, how? So we're gonna break that down. We've also got a lot of trailers to look at. So we're gonna there's not a lot of news this week. I'm just gonna be frank with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also Jesse.
Oh
Klein.
yeah, Jesse. I was getting. Yeah, Jesse Klein's here as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be frank with you guys. There's not a whole lot of news this week. That's not a trailer.
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing a web series spinoff
Sure.
that Jesse and I will talk about on Tuesday on AfterBuzz. Simon Pegg maybe is writing Star Trek 4, but it's based on a picture.
So that's maybe news?
Yeah, it's not news. It's like a maybe thing. He visited Bad Robot and took a photo while he was there.
Yeah.
That's it. And Scott Buck is going to be a showrunner for The Inhumans, which is really more Iron Fisty news than it is. That sounded bad. Than it is Inhumans.
I mean, the only thing for that is obviously Marvel has seen what Iron Fist looks like,
and they like it,
and they like it enough that they're giving him Inhumans.
Exactly. That's it. That's the news this week. But there's lots of trailers. So
we're
many
gonna do
trailer roundup
Yeah.
To start off the show. And there's a whole bunch. Well, I'll save the best. We're gonna save the best for last.
Yes, please do.
But let's bookend it with some Marvel goodness.
Okay.
Let's start with Legion.
Yeah,
Legion.
sure.
We're gonna take a look at this one.
Charles Xavier's son.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the Charles Xavier part's gonna be in this, but either way, let's take a look at this is trailer 2 for Legion, which comes out next year on FX.
Your whole life, people have told you were sick. I'll show you that it was really just a lie.
I like the trippiness, the too clean look.
It's
because this is a lot of it takes place in a mental institution.
Yeah.
To track and study people like you.
You're more familiar with the books that
Yeah.
it's based on.
Yeah, I read the Legion series for a while. He's a really interesting character. So he's a mutant that has multiple personality disorder. And he can gain the mutant powers of whichever personality he lets rule him. So, he has a personality that is, pyrokinetic, and so he lets that person rule him, and he can control fire. And he has...
Thank you.
What I like about this is that it has that sort of subtle commentary.
Yeah.
And this is darker in a way that a lot of the Marvel shows, I mean the Marvel Netflix shows are dark, but this is somewhere, it looks like the humor level is somewhere in between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
It's a good, I like that line.
And Legion is a really interesting character that I'd never thought that they were going to make a show out of. Just because the complexity of what it is to have a mutant that technically has all the mutant powers. He technically has every single power.
It has access. It gives you a lot of range in terms of what you have.
As far as a power set, yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see that and see if, if they're going to acknowledge. I mean, in the trailer, they call him a mutant. So, like, they're at least acknowledging that part of the Fox Marvel world.
Yes.
Which
Because
is-
this is not in the MCU.
No.
This is in its own bubble universe, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. Let's move forward. Like, we're not going to have time to watch them all, but I wanted to mention the Doctor Who Christmas special trailer. It's real quick. It's just like a TV trailer. It comes out in like 13, 14 days from now, 2 weeks. A fortnight, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more
That's 12.
superhero. It's Doctor Who does superheroes.
Yeah.
And like we get a little bit more of that, of the him flying around, him carrying a girl. Like, it looks fun.
Yeah, it looks like, like a classic campy Who thing.
There's like somebody, like, there's a conspiracy behind it all.
Yeah.
They're collecting samples. We see a lot. Like, it looks. This is the first like one that I'm like, oh yeah, this is an episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's been it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
Because it's been like a year.
Yeah.
But that feels like Doctor Who for sure.
Yeah, just it looks fun.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this one. Surprised me on how good it looks, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
roll the trailer and we'll talk about it as we go through it.
Kazar.
Um,
I mean, more apes on horses. That's all I can ever hope for.
yes. Oh man.
Is apes on horses.
Like it every time I look at one of these movies,
Dr.
like
Zaius.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius.
That's all I hear when I hear
Yeah.
his name.
Do you think they pan out and there's gonna be
The statue.
the statue on
That'd be
that?
funny.
I offered you peace.
I mean, this seems to just really continue with Dawn and the idea that humanity is kind of dying out and
To finish us off.
they're doing what they can to fight the apes off.
It's an interesting thing that we like. It's like, who are we siding with? Like, that's the big thing with the apes movies that that has made them interesting to watch. Is that, like, are we supposed to side with the humans or are we siding with the apes?
Yeah.
Because like, at least especially at the very beginning, like, the apes were not the bad guys. We were the bad guys.
Yeah.
But of course, we want to side with the humans because we're afraid that this might happen in real life.
Yeah.
The irony is we created you.
But yeah, I exactly. Thank you.
I don't know if that's not
voice.
what irony is.
Yeah.
Dr. Zaius is so cool.
This is our last stand.
That is definitely Dr. Zaius.
Yeah, the orangutan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we lose,
Well, the timeline is also something that I found weird about these movies. Is that, like, it feels.
I think it's a new timeline.
it will
Oh no, I know it
Yeah.
is.
of apes.
I mean, I would be really interested if these movies go long enough that it catches up, and like Caesar is now the leader of the apes, and a spaceman comes, and like you see the original Planet of the Apes from the point of view
of the apes. Interesting. Well, that's the big thing. Why I say that is,
Yeah.
if you do get to that point, like if it's still Caesar,
Yeah.
that feels really quick.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, in my mind, it was always centuries at least, if
Sure,
not
sure, sure,
millennia,
yeah.
between the fall of man and when the space guys
Yeah.
get back. Like at least 1,000 years.
Yeah, for sure.
But in this, if Caesar's still around, like if Zaius is still
We don't
here
know.
already,
We don't know what that serum does.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, Assassin's Creed gave us like a big trailer,
Yeah.
like their big like final like, hey, go watch our movie.
Please watch this movie.
I'm less in than I was during the last trailer.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I'm gonna see this movie, but like I feel like they're handling it very poorly in their trailers. I feel like their trailers aren't really well done.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing I'm surprised they haven't like shown off in the trailers is the whole. I love the fact that they're gonna do the Spanish, like the Inquisition age stuff, all in Spanish.
Yeah.
that's a huge commitment, and to me that says a lot about the movie and the the balls they have to do that, and like
Yeah.
artistically, that's a swing from a studio.
For sure, it's a big swing.
And that makes me think that this might actually have some quality to it, but they're not showing that off. So that I put that more on marketing.
Yeah.
We're gonna review that movie when it comes out, or
We will.
eventually, because it comes out at the same time as Passengers while we're off the air for the holidays. Like, we'll get to it. It might
eventually.
take a couple weeks, but we will be reviewing that one. In the interest of time, let's keep moving forward. Let's talk about Transformers.
The trailer
Transformers
looks
the
good.
last night. All right, we're not gonna watch it, but I encourage you to do so because. I didn't even see the last one, to
Okay,
be perfectly
yeah.
honest with you. I didn't care.
I saw the last one. I don't remember what happened though.
I was so done after the third one, because
Yeah.
the third one was so awful.
Oh, it was real bad.
It had shades of good, like you knew there was a good draft at one point,
Mm-hmm.
but like the movie itself was not good. So I didn't even bother with 4, I just saved my money.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for history with a sci-fi twist.
Yeah, same here.
Like that's my biggest like the thing that I love the most in like movies is when you take like a historical event, like they showed Flash of World War II,
Yeah.
and then they showed King, and like we know this is gonna have something to do with King Arthur,
Yeah.
and Excalibur,
Yeah.
So like Excalibur is a
With giant
transformer or
robots, yeah.
something. I hate that I'm in.
I was with you. I was completely on board until Mark Wahlberg shows up. Because I just forget he's
I
in these
choked a little
movies. Like I just forget, and it's just like he's like there, and he's just like, "Hey, we're gonna get these robots, man. We're gonna get them, and we're gonna kill them. Well, you're King Arthur's sword, okay? I'm gonna fight you." Like it's just like, what is Mark Wahlberg doing in these
But it's
movies?
also like they're playing with like, okay, Optimus Prime might be evil,
Maybe
or
he's a bad
corrupted
guy
in some way.
I don't know anymore.
Like-
Who am I gonna fight?
Mark, Optimus Prime has turned evil. You're gonna have to kill him.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna have to lift.
No.
I'm gonna have to lift some weights with my buddy The Rock. Like,
We might have to review that.
I'm
when
okay
comes
with
out.
it. Yeah, let's
I think
have
we're gonna
fun.
have to. All
it's
right.
sci-fi.
Yeah, last one, and then we get into last one, and then we'll do a quick sci-fi in real life, and then Star Wars Holiday Special.
We're having so much fun.
Guys,
right
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh my God, this trailer! I've only watched this trailer about 50 times in the last
Only 50?
like.
I feel like I might be above 80, north of 80.
Let's roll it. We're gonna talk through it. Oh my God!
Are we gonna talk through?
All
it?
right,
Are we just
computer. It's hard.
gonna- Look at what
Like
is-
you look at like the tech
what
that
is
they've
this
got.
tech? That looks like alien tech. That looks like.
It looks, yeah, it does
Yeah.
look based on Chitauri.
Look at that.
Wait a minute. You guys aren't the real Avengers. I can tell Hulk gives it away.
Yeah,
Come on.
like the quip.
So cool.
Oh, that was awesome.
Like the excitement of a kid.
Yeah, like an actual kid.
Yeah.
And not 35-year-old Tobey Maguire.
In fairness, he is in his 20s.
Yeah, but he's
Never with that skirt.
believable as a high school student.
Just this banter.
Yeah.
You guys are losers.
Interesting, like Zendaya there.
Yeah.
Like, obviously not playing Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything I would do.
And then we get
And definitely don't do anything I wouldn't.
Tony Stark.
And like
There's a little gray
the stuff
area
we
in there,
see
and
of
that's what
Tony
we
in
want.
these trailers, I'll bet you is like 50%.
Oh, I bet
like
it's
they've already
almost
shown us
all of
half
it,
of
yeah.
his scenes,
Good luck out there.
which I'm fine with.
Yeah, same here. But like,
Listen, I know school sucks.
he's a believable.
I
high-
love that he's like watching trailers of it, like he's
Yeah.
watching footage of himself.
But
Yeah.
Also, I just love the Giant Man. More
Yeah.
Giant Man.
How could you go back to high school after you took down Giant Man?
No, I'm not. I'm not. This is just a costume. This is from the ceiling.
stay close to the ground.
The music, though.
Yeah.
This show is like, it does. This is the John Hughes Spider-Man.
Yeah, management. They got management playing in the background.
Monster.
But like the Vulture here, like
Sick of him treating me like a kid all the time.
But you are a kid.
This is my chance to prove
so
myself.
basically Genji
Yeah.
with a different backstory.
What is going on with you?
Donald Glover.
Yep.
Blink and you miss it. Donald Glover is
Donald
a bad
Glover's
guy.
right there.
He's a thug. But like the tech on Vulture's wings, we've talked about on this show.
Yeah,
like
it-
it looks phenomenal.
And it looks like, to me, it looks like maybe it's influenced by the Falcon
To me, it looks like it's influenced by the Helicarrier.
Or the Helicarrier, yeah, like both, like
Quinjets.
it makes sense. Like, if
And then they
the Spider-Man,
he's swinging next to Iron Man.
yeah,
It's ridiculous. I'm curious what the chat is saying.
what is Chuck saying?
The chat is saying Captain Trevor, the music is the best.
It's so good.
And
Management.
it paints the picture of what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me excited.
And like also, unlike Andrew Garfield, like he looks like a dorky kid. Like it was like the two most attractive people in high school. Oh, all of a sudden get together. Like, wow.
In fairness, Tom Holland not a bad looker.
No,
himself.
but he's not a model either.
That was
like,
I talked to some people and I'm like, yeah, he looks dorky. Like he's doing stuff like staring at girls, and
Yeah.
they were like, no, but he wouldn't be a loser. Like he's too good. Like somebody that I was talking to, like he's too.
But he looks Hollywood dorky.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
and but like I like the idea that he's caught staring like with his buddy,
Yeah.
because like I don't care how good looking you are, that's weird.
yeah.
And that's what like Darth Baca says. The trailer was so cool. Like it was
really
just
cool.
It was just cool. When the first time I watched it, I made some sounds that like somebody next to me was like, "What were those? I've never heard you make those noises before." It's like I've never seen a Spider-Man trailer like that before.
It's just really exciting.
And there's also the international trailer, which I encourage you guys to go check out. It has like a different set of footage, like maybe 20% different.
Yeah.
More actiony, which is I think the interesting thing is that the American version is more plot heavy, and the foreign one is more action based.
You know what? I think they're trying to get that Twilight crowd. And I mean, if you can, do it.
Look, that's what Spider-Man is supposed to be.
It should be.
It's what it always was supposed to be. Yeah,
we just need to keep Tom Holland this age forever.
That's our trailer roundup.
Yeah.
And just in the interest of time, we're gonna keep moving. As some of the people were saying, like Star Saber, I guess, is Excalibur. That's what Travis was telling us.
Hey, Star Saber.
Felix Alvarez is joining us live. It says it looks like the marketing is weak in Assassin's Creed, but the movie looks like it might still be good.
Yeah.
True to the source material. And it does seem to be true to source material. They're using the video game like styles in a way that doesn't look like it's like the way like Doom the movie. Maybe.
Sure.
Where it's like first person perspective.
That movie.
Yeah. All right. So, real quick, I want to talk about some sci-fi in real life.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
This was a cool one. We found for the first time, like, I mean, there's all the theories about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We're talking dinosaurs today, guys. Jurassic Park. It's always been a question of like, what do dinosaurs look like?
Yeah.
Like we know what their bone structure is, so we know what the shape of them is, but do they look like reptiles? And then the more recent theories, did they look like birds? Did they have feathers?
We found feather prints on like raptors and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was never
And, like,
definitive.
Archaeopteryx for sure had feathers.
Yeah, this week,
Yeah.
some scientists, some paleontologists dug up a specimen of a raptor tail coated in amber.
Yeah.
So real Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And inside that amber was preserved feathers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think I said it was a raptor. I don't think it was a raptor. It was a smaller dinosaur.
Okay. I mean,
I'm trying to find the exact.
Velociraptor was the size of a turkey.
Yeah. But that's what they found the feathers.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's so cool.
And this doesn't mean that all the dinosaurs had them, but it does mean that at least some of them did.
Yeah.
Unquestionably.
Yeah, the science now, it's verified proof.
It's a Coelurosaur.
Coelurosaur. Okay. So yeah, that's like those things that
It's similar to a raptor.
Yeah.
It's a theropod.
Yeah. But that just helps confirm all of those ideas that, dinosaurs had feathers.
And we're violent turkeys.
We're terrifying birds.
Yeah. Instead of like just giant reptiles,
Yeah.
which is like I feel like is even scarier.
Yeah.
Like I feel like even though it would probably be cuter, ultimately a giant T-Rex sized bird
Yeah, that's
coming at
it
you.
would be scary.
Like you'd be like, ooh, pretty cars. Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to share that with you guys.
It's so cool.
Yeah. All right. let's talk about this thing. This thing called the Star Wars Holiday Special. All right.
I've forgotten all my information.
For you guys, any of you guys who have never heard of this before, back in the late 70s,
Yeah.
after Star Wars: A New Hope had come out, they didn't know what to do with this smash hit. They were already like developing sequels. They were working on they had the toys. They had all this stuff for this like franchise blockbuster in the making.
It was something that had not been seen before.
Yeah.
Like this was like the beginning of like this pop culture, like nerd, like consumer character. Like they'd never seen anything like it before. It was a huge deal. And so because of that, Harvey Fierstein, and not Harvey Fierstein, sorry, but like a whole bunch of people decided to make a Star Wars holiday special, which is something at the time just happened. TV shows would take huge breaks during the holidays, and there were only 3 television channels at that time. And even at that time, they did not have enough content to fill all 3 channels. And so they thought it would be a great idea. And at the time, George Lucas was 100% behind it and watched the dailies.
Was he? Because
Yes,
he wasn't even credited.
He wasn't. He removed his name from the credits.
Wow.
George Lucas is on record of saying that if he had the time and the money, he would take a hammer to every copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special. It is something where...
Have fun taking a hammer to the internet, George.
Yeah, I know. Good luck. But he was there and reviewed all the dailies. So he saw everything that was being made.
As it was happening.
And there are some huge implications in this. Number one, the Star Wars Holiday Special is canon. It is 100% canon in the Star Wars universe, which is insane. Number two, it's the first appearance of Boba Fett. They started selling his toys before he made a TV appearance or movie appearance. They knew he would be very popular. They were like, we'll just start selling his toys. They used this cartoon, which is confusing because the cartoon is technically happening in the universe. Like lumpy Chewbacca's son is watching.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah,
let's
it's
talk
so
about
much.
this. Why don't we start? Why don't we show the top 5 most ridiculous moments from this, and then we'll talk a little about the history. So it's like, this will give you guys an idea of what it is, because this was rushed into production.
Yeah.
And what they made is so unfathomably bad and confusing. Like, you think it's bad. Like, you could, like, this makes Episode 2 look like
brilliant,
an Oscar-worthy movie. Like, because this... Okay,
it's a variety show. I would just want to explain, it's a variety show. So, like, they have the home story is Chewbacca's family getting ready for Life Day, which is like, or Light Day.
It's Life Day.
Life Day, the day of light.
Like, you're alive.
Yes,
Life.
Which is like a Wookiee holiday celebration. It's Christmas. It's Space Christmas.
Yeah,
and
space. Yeah.
And Chewbacca is coming home. And at the same time, the Empire is like checking all the Wookiees and like making sure that Chewbacca isn't there because he's a known rebel and traitor.
It's a police state.
It's a police state.
Yeah.
And while Chewbacca's family is getting ready for him, they have multiple devices to watch television on. And in these televisions, we see little skits, not sketches, little skits that are part of like the variety show thing. So like what we're gonna show you clips of some of these skits.
They break them into, so like, let's roll this first one, which I've titled the dancing chessboard, because they basically like
I called it Cirque de No Way.
It's one of it's the 3D chess, like we saw in A New Hope, but it's like a hollow disc. That little baby Chewbacca, aka Lumpy,
or Lobaka is his actual name. They've gone and retconned it.
Why they would even bother retconning it? I'm pretty sure they said this is non-canonical.
No, it is canon.
It is?
Yeah, it's 100% canon. Everything. This is in the Star Wars canon.
Well, not the not new set.
Oh, maybe not new set.
Because new set of canon is just the movies and the TV shows. And the stuff since Disney took over. But
before that, it was 100% canon.
Yeah.
I think because George Lucas refused to acknowledge it, it just stayed canon. Yeah.
But yeah, this is happening. All right, we can, like, it's just this creepy little Wookiee.
This goes on for 20 minutes, by the way. That's the thing about everything is like, if this had been all right, like,
computer, stop! Stop torturing us, computer.
If this had been 3 minutes of Cirque du Noé, it would have been fine. It would have been like, okay, there we go. But it's a 2-hour special. They had to fill.
I think an hour 37.
But with commercials.
Yeah, but like,
it's a 2-hour special.
No commercials runtime. It's still an hour and 37 minutes.
So it's a 2-hour special. They had to fill so much time and space. So everything that's bad is 20 minutes long.
The first, like, before this even happens, the first 10 minutes or so is just Wookiee noises. It's not, no English is spoken.
No subtitles.
No subtitles. It's just baby Chewbacca. That's what I'm calling him.
Yeah, sure.
Like, little Lumpy. His, Chewbacca's dad, Itchy.
Yep.
And his wife, who's the only one, only one who has, like, a semi, like, legitimate name.
Yeah.
Just going around in circles, like, making noises at each other.
And we're just there, like, I literally tore my eyes out and put them in a blender and then fed it to a dog. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, did I get is this the wrong one? Is there supposed to be something else? No, they just expect you for 25 minutes to listen to, like, Wookiees howl at each other. It's insane.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the next most ridiculous moment. Because, again, just like, this is one of the weirdest uses of one of the greatest comedy actors ever.
Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman is a genius.
So
that's Harvey Korman.
That's Harvey Korman in blackface.
It's like bronze face.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
So this is Mala. She's learning to cook. She's watching the TV.
But, like,
that's number one. That's a great plasma screen. Like,
I keep expecting it. As I'm watching, I keep expecting, like, he's cutting up Bantha.
Yeah.
I kept expecting it to, like, turn into a sketch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
It never does.
But it just, it's like they started writing a sketch, like, for, like, comedy, and then just forgot to write jokes.
Okay, so here is let me drop some knowledge.
We literally watch Mala cook for 5 minutes.
Well, let me drop some knowledge on you. Originally, Harvey Korman was not slated to play this character. Originally, it was supposed to be an up-and-coming stand-up comedian who had a character that he was working on that was an outer space creature. That comedian was Robin Williams. It was supposed to be Robin Williams in Harvey Korman's spot.
That makes so much more sense.
Yes.
Robin Williams in that bit, like, no disrespect to Harvey Korman, he's just a different type of actor. Robin Williams would have probably made this funny.
Yes. Also, so Harvey Korman also plays. They should have had, like, a troupe of comedic actors, and instead they had Harvey Korman and B. Arthur for all of their parts.
Yeah.
So Harvey Korman also in here plays a guy who's, like, friends with Chewbacca and Han and helps smuggle them into Kashyyyk. That was a screen test and an idea test for Lando Calrissian. And if it had been successful, Harvey Korman was slated to play Lando Calrissian. If he had been successful in this role, he was going to go on and play Lando.
What?
Which means that there's somewhere in an alternate universe where Robin Williams was Lando Calrissian.
Oh, I would watch. I want to see that.
Yeah. But yes, he says stir whip for 4 minutes straight.
Felix has a question.
Yeah.
Would he have been revealed to be Mork?
Yeah, I mean,
was this going to be Mork? I think no. I think this is going to be like
I think
a predecessor to Mrs. Doubtfire.
They knew. Yeah, they knew. Robin Williams had been like working on a like space creature character, like, but he was 100% slated to be in this. Wow. And last minute dropped out, and they got
all right.
Harvey Korman.
Let's put this four-armed Harvey Korman monstrosity away.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh, that's weird.
Right. But cool.
Yeah. I mean, no. The news that the history of it is fascinating. That is weird. The next moment that we have is because, like, here's the other thing: is this was before Empire?
Yeah.
This was like the next. If you watched A New Hope, this was the next video of Star Wars. The next like movie, any moving image of Star Wars that you got.
This is before YouTube. This is before Blu-ray. Like, this is it.
And so, and they got everybody back. Like, they got the main cast all came back. James Earl Jones is in here as Darth Vader. It's like, and here we have Mark Hamill.
And for some reason, Mark Hamill looks like a tiny German girl.
Let's show them what we're talking about. Because Mark Hamill like calls up.
Oh, volume. There we go.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, creepy.
One at a time.
Look. Mark Hamill looks like he's about to sing "The Hills Are Alive" with The Sound of Music in this.
He's so heavily made up.
Yeah, and it's before his motorcycle accident, so that's not why he's made up like this.
Not now, R2.
Like, that's what I was trying to think. I was like, maybe this is right after his motorcycle accident, so they're like putting all the makeup on him to like cover up his scar.
But it's not.
Yeah. He just looks.
What's up?
Look at that.
Chewbacca. Yeah, we'll bring him to the screen. I want to say hello to him.
I didn't even, for a moment, I thought it was someone else.
Yeah, same
You don't know
here.
where he is? Oh, he's not there yet. Is that it?
Oh no! Like,
what is going on? This.
All right.
Seriously, if you haven't seen this holiday special,
it's on YouTube.
Don't see it. Look up a highlight video. Just look like people have done compilations. Just look it up. It's not worth the hour and 30 minutes.
I feel like there's a live comedy show in taking the script of this and putting it up in some form.
Let's put it in the packed theater.
Let's
put it up. Let's pitch it to
talk
Eric
about that off
yeah.
the air. All right. There's something that's even like, if you thought that this. Here's the thing about this. Like, I was downright depressed after I watched this because this gets into such weird spots. Let's roll the next one.
Oh, if you guys didn't think that there was going to be a Wookiee watching porn in his living room in this Star Wars holiday special, you're wrong. There is a Wookiee watching porn.
They have a friend played by Art Carney, who's like a local trader.
Sorry, Art Carney, that's the character, not Harvey Korman. The Art Carney character was supposed to become Lando Calrissian.
Oh!
Sorry. That's...
Itchy's just watching this.
And his grandson is like right next to him.
I don't need to ask how you find me. You see, I am your fantasy. I am your experience.
What?
So
like,
Grandpa's getting off in the middle of their living room.
Yeah, all right, we can take this down. Thank you, computer.
Like, later she dances and sings. Like, just...
It's like straight up, like when he's like, because I showed that part because he's like rewinding it.
Yeah.
To the part where she like compliments him.
Yeah, it's really weird, guys.
It's why is this happening?
You feel like you're going insane. Like, I was like, did someone drug me? Like, what is going on?
All right, so
speaking of drugs.
Yeah. All right, so lots of weird stuff happens. I didn't pull a clip of the cartoon of Boba Fett because it's actually the highlight of it.
It's the only good thing.
Because it's like, it's kind of cool.
And it's stylized.
Yeah, it's weird. Han Solo is like got this giant, like 6-inch tall nose.
It's like very 1970s cartoon, like Basketball Jones should be playing in the background. Like it's
R2 like is bendy,
Yeah,
and wobbly.
yeah.
Google that.
Yeah,
watch that because that is actually interesting.
and it's the first appearance
yeah.
ever of Boba Fett, so that's kind of fun.
They have this interesting world that like is like sort of like rubbery that you can go into.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting sci-fi concept of like a planet. But we jump to the end. Eventually, like, okay, Imperials show up, Stormtroopers show up. Oh no,
Han Solo, because I think they didn't want to show Han Solo killing someone. He kills a stormtrooper basically by juking him. Like he just like the stormtrooper has a gun, instead takes a swing at Han Solo. Han Solo dodges, and the stormtrooper just goes off the rails, like breaks through a rail and falls to his death. Just full on kills him. But like by the end, we get to Life Day where they all
Chewbacca makes it through and gets there, and then the family picks up a bunch of orbs, and then they travel
to a tree.
They magic themselves to a
where all the Wookiees are, and they're all wearing these big red robes because obviously they could not afford full Wookiee costumes. So a lot of them are just tall guys in wigs wearing red robes.
But yeah, and then let's roll this. Let's make sure the volume's up because like this gets. This is like where they're like, this is an important moment.
Carrie Fisher is stoned out of her goddamn brain. She's so high in this entire thing, and like more high than she is in the Star Wars movies. She's. Look at. Oh, poor Carrie Fisher.
Our dedication and our courage.
Look at those dead eyes. God.
Well, at this point, they probably shot the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she's just like, why am I here? What is happening?
What
is the fog? Like, what is this place that they're in? Are the orbs like Kashyyyk drugs?
I don't know. They paid her in uppers and downers, man. And she took them both at the same time.
She has a good singing voice. I'll give her that.
Yeah, sure.
You gotta give Carrie Fisher credit for that.
Oh shit, great singing voice. Beautiful, beautiful drugged up lady.
Harrison Ford is like, what?
Here's my other problem. Look at that tiny German girl. Here's my other problem. This is
losing my mind rewatching
this. This is a Wookiee holiday. Why are these humans? Also, if this is like a mind experience, why are the robots there? C-3PO has a really depressing line at this. He's like, it's days like today that me and R2 wish that we also had feelings so we could feel the joy you feel today. And I was like, what?
All right.
What is this darkness?
There's the orbs.
But if the orbs are like a mind changing,
so maybe they're
thing,
not. Maybe they're like teleportation things. In which case, wait a minute.
That technology exists in Star Wars,
and they're bothering with light speed.
Oh, and then the Star Wars theme clicks in.
And like, I would actually love to sit and listen to this like holiday version of the Star Wars theme. It's actually kind of nice.
Yeah. Look at all those tall guys in like Sammy Hagar.
Let's let this music play and let's keep talking because I like the music.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody talks anymore, so we don't look at it.
Yeah.
And pretend it doesn't exist. The music's nice.
Starring Chewbacca as himself
with 1,000-mile stares and seeing the worst of war.
And then they just show clips from the movie.
Oh my god. So, is there any other parts that you wanted to talk about as like we're winding down our time and stuff?
Just the fact that this is like endemic of what all the things we hate about Star Wars became, where it's like George Lucas was like, we can make a lot of money off of this, and like this was like the first instance of like that type of greed that we came to kind of hate George Lucas for, and not the vision. Like if George Lucas had been in charge of this, and like the guy who came up with the ideas, the nerd, the guy who wanted like there to be this great epic story, like I think it would have been so much better. And
I don't know what this would have been if somebody like they went through a couple different directors, like trying to get it right. Like they brought in a guy who like didn't understand multicam.
Yeah.
Like again, there's
again Chewbacca.
But yeah, it's all right. Computer, that'll do it.
The beginning is great because it's like, and number one, the beginning is great because they got the font wrong. Like the Star Wars font is incorrect.
Like they couldn't afford it or something.
And presenting the Star Wars Christmas special, and like they credit
holiday special
or holiday special with Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker, but they don't credit the two actors who play the droids. They just say R2-D2 and C-3PO.
They do credit Anthony Daniels, but
at the very end.
But Kenny Baker, no, in the opening.
Do they? At the
yeah, they
okay.
definitely did because I remember noting it. But because they didn't, because Kenny Baker was not involved in this.
Oh, okay.
The R2-D2 in this because they only had to like go like. It was just a radio controlled unit, so they didn't actually get Kenny Baker.
Okay.
So R2-D2 is just as R2-D2.
Great.
But they did Anthony Daniels as C-3PO.
Okay, good.
So like he was there, and he was credited, but like he probably wishes he wasn't.
Yeah, he's probably not happy about it.
This was, I mean, like, look, in summation, because we could feel weird about this all damn day.
We saw a Wookiee watch porn in his living room next to his kid. Is there anything positive, like other than the cartoon, like something that you actually enjoyed?
I mean, like, look, B. Arthur has that like musical scene, and like that was like she was good. Like it was pointless.
Yeah,
but like B. Arthur and Harvey Korman are talents.
B. Arthur sings a song in the bar in the cantina,
like, cantina,
and for some reason, and it's great because it's like the only thing where they got like all the ILM creatures, and like it looks like the cantina scene basically, except she ends up sitting in a corner with a giant rat that is not from the movies. Like they have all of the creatures from the movies, and then she's there in like the corner with like a giant Muppet rat for some reason. It doesn't make any sense. Like why not have her talk to like the devil guy or the giant bat? Like don't have her talk to this rat. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's weird in a way that I cannot describe.
I legitimately liked it when the Imperials show up to the house and they like tear up Lumpy's room. Like I thought, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like these guys are Nazis.
When the stormtroopers arrive at the door, that was the one moment that actually carried weight to it.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh no, this is not good. But then everything that happens from there, like they make weird space calls, and then we watch little Lumpy build like a voice modulator to like
that
pretend.
Here's what while I was watching, I wrote this note down, and I was like, if you like Tim and Eric, you might legitimately love this show. Like it is cut together not on purpose, and it is edited, and especially that robot scene, like Lumpy breaks his computer and he puts in a disc to like show him how to repair the computer, and it's Harvey Korman. And the joke of it is that Harvey Korman is a robot and he keeps malfunctioning while he's trying to teach you how to repair a computer, but it's just edited really weird. Like Harvey Korman isn't doing a comedic like thing at all. It's just edited very similarly to a Tim and Eric thing. Like they do a thing where like he clicks his tongue and they repeat it over and over again.
This is an interesting question, and I think it's the last thing we'll have to do.
Yeah.
Felix Alvarez says, how would you fix it? Like, look, you guys just rip it apart and tear it down from scratch. Like, if you're going to do the basic story of, like, Chewbacca's trying to get home for Life Day, if you're going to stick with that, you have to make that the story. The variety special aspect of this is just so not Star Wars that, like...
You have to give it stakes. You have to...
I mean, like, you have, like... The idea of, all these bits that make it up are not interesting. They're not connected to Star Wars. Like that was the thing.
Also,
it's like,
don't belong in the universe.
Yeah, that was what was wrong with it. Was not the not necessarily the campiness of it, not necessarily the fact that it was a variety show.
Yeah,
it was that none of these things connected to Star Wars in any way, and they also like if you're going to do comedy, be comedy.
Yeah,
if like that's the difference. Like they're looking at like a Muppets variety show. Like if you want to talk about like Jim Henson Creatures, like anything. It was a variety show because it had comedy and then it had music. And like the Jefferson Starship thing, that was a cool little music video.
Yeah,
that's a great little break. But like there's no...
Art Carney's like, I think you're going to like this. And he just like sits the Imperial in front of it. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, Jefferson Starship, very mesmerizing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's you have to start over from scratch and make it a variety show, truly, which means getting in like actual sketches and bits and like... stuff that flows.
Yeah, like a bigger cast of like comedic actors.
It has to connect,
and,
yes.
And like have it be like it can't just be Art Carney or Harvey Korman by themselves, like just doing bits like that. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. As we wrap out, that's sort of I guess our final thought on the Star Wars Holiday Special. It is available on YouTube.
Yeah, you can just go to YouTube.
Yeah, just type it in, you'll find it. Sci-fi moment of the week, just rapid fire. Thank you, Captain Travis, always sending it in. You guys can always send it in with the hashtag Sci-Fi moment of the week, or just send it to us on Twitter at that Zach Wilson or at Sci-Fi Weekly or at Jess Klein 1.
Yep.
Captain Travis was reading Divinity 2, which is a Valiant comic, which I haven't read.
I've heard really good things about Divinity 2.
Yeah. For me, my sci-fi moment of the week was Westworld. I finished watching it, and whoa, no spoilers.
Sure.
Loved it. I thought it was a great ending, it set up season 2 in a way that I was sort of worried about. Like, how is this show going to continue for 5 years that they say they have it planned out? And it did. This setup, I could see now how they're going to continue this for another 4 years. We're not going to get it till 2018. Fuck you, HBO. What about you, Jesse?
So the Rogue One premiere was in Los Angeles today, or not today, this weekend, and part of it is they had an X-Wing just in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, they did.
On Vine and Hollywood. There was
full-size X-Wing.
Just a full-size X-Wing. So I went to go and hang out with an X-Wing. I was in between a rehearsal and a show. And I just went and I was like 4 feet away from a goddamn X-Wing, guys. It was awesome. So that's my sci-fi moment of the week.
Felix says George Lucas to fix it would have said needs more CGI.
Yeah, probably.
Look, if they were...
Make it the Jar Jar Life Day thing.
You know what? Jar Jar would have made that thing better.
It would have made sense.
You can't say that about many things.
Yeah.
But Life Day, that would have been one.
Jar Jar.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for Sci-Fi Weekly. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson, ThatZachWilson. If you want to get a more deep breakdown of the Spider-Man trailer, be sure to check out Marvel Movie News with the Popcorn Talk on Tuesday at 11 a.m., where I'll be the voice of Doom, and we'll definitely be breaking it down bit by tiny little bit. What about you, Jesse?
I'm Jesse Klein. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JessKlein1. That's JessKlein, the number 1. This Tuesday with Zach on AfterBuzz, we'll be reviewing Yo-Yo's web series that's coming out.
Slingshot.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. You can see me doing live comedy all around Los Angeles. I've got a monthly sketch team at the Pack Theater called Haymaker. We're the third Wednesday of every month. Come check us out. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Sci-Fi Weekly, and may the Force be with you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.